Hi, Red Axpona in Chicago. It's 2022. Yes, Axpona came back, and I'm talking to A.B. Vaughn, who is from Impex Records, and we are discussing a title that is in the future. Everyone watching this knows about Friday Night in San Francisco. It with three musicians, very famous record: John McLaughlin, Al Di Meola, Paco de Lucia, and that has been reissued in various formats. Great sounding record, and Impex did the definitive sounding version of that record, and so, you can cross that off the list, maybe, but then something else surfaced that's hugely of interest. Tell me about it.
Well, a couple of years ago, Al came across some master tapes in his basement, and they were the last performance of a 2-month tour with John and Paco and himself, and it was the tapes to Saturday Night in San Francisco. Most people may not be aware that it was a 2-night concert. They released Friday night, but Saturday night has never been released in any other format. So he came across these great tapes. He called John up and said, "Hey, look what I came across. They sound great. What do you think?" So I think the artists got together and approached Sony on releasing the album. And that's how I came in the picture.
Okay.
I released Friday night. It was with great success. So during the conversation of what labels, they would be interested in working with, Impex came up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was told about the tapes and asked if I would be interested, it didn't take me more than 3 seconds to say yes.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
So that's where the adventure began.
Mm-hmm.
And we started working on this project in 2020. The tapes were completely untouched. It's been
Beautiful.
Sitting in John's
Fantastic.
Al's basement.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go through the process of examining the tapes. We had to clean it. We baked it. Get it transferred. We worked with both Al's engineer Katsu for the editing, and the mastering engineer is Roy Hendrickson.
Okay.
And it's just the process. But it was really nice working with Al directly. He was very proactive in the producing of the album. He's actually the producer of the album, so he was involved in choosing the edits. He did give us the decision making for the mixing and mastering.
Wonderful. That's good. It's nice to get their input on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was very proactive. We had to get the artist sign off with every step of our progress.
Mm-hmm.
And the album will be available this summer. So
Okay.
We were very happy.
Now, talk a little bit about the music that's actually on the record. What material are they playing on this?
It's all new material.
Okay.
And it's all from Saturday Night. And what makes this album special to me is it's a live album. There's no add-in from other nights or studio, nothing. It was all from Saturday Night. And also, I find it to be a little more musical
Mm-hmm.
than Friday Night. And there was just something really special about the album in the sense that the artist just finished a 2-month tour. They started 2 months from Europe and kind of, played at various countries and then states. And San Francisco was the last 2 nights of their 2-month tour.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday was kind of like the finale.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a certain energy between the artist, excitement, and the audience was part of that album also.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like they gave it their all. It was like the last thing they were going to do.
And yesterday, I had the privilege of, and you had the privilege of listening to it on on an incredible stereo at Axpona, and the test pressing of some of the music from that, and the energy that you're talking about was there in spades, and so yeah, and but there was also a lyrical element to some of the playing. I mean, I don't want to review the record before it's out, but we've reached that stage with it, and I have to say that test pressings aren't always perfect, but that sounded very nice. Yeah.
That was a pretty perfect test press,
Yeah.
thanks to RTI. We were in the Luxman Magico room. There was great synergy between the components. I love Magico speaker. I personally own the Luxman integrated amp and SACD player, so I knew what the room sounds like.
Yeah.
And we put on the test pressing, and it came to life.
It did.
And you can hear the interplay between, the three musicians. You can hear the energy from the audience, and
Yeah.
it was just great.
Live albums sometimes sound sterile because they just clean the sound up so much and they overdub and there's just, and this sounded like a live performance. It had that energy that you get from a live performance. So anyway, not to review it before it's out, but I was there yesterday and it's hard not to talk about it a little bit,
Glad you were there yesterday, and it's
Yeah.
the only time I've played the test pressing at the show, so you were there.
Yes, I was. Yes, it was. Anything else do you want to say at this point about it, or does that wrap it up for now?
We're releasing it sometime this summer. I think it's going to be announced in a week or two. We're firming up all the dates.
Okay.
We will have the CD, SACD, and the 33
Oh, okay.
RPM LP available.
Mm-hmm.
And we're taking pre-orders.
Mhm.
I just hope everybody loves the album as much as we do. We have put so much love and effort into this album. Even the jackets, it's three-color metallic ink.
Mhm.
We have beautiful photos that was provided
Oh, nice.
by Al.
Mhm.
And there's a little story write-up about the whole concert that's written by Chuck Granata, who is a historian.
Mhm.
So he interviewed Al, and not just Al, but he interviewed Tim Pinch and the previous engineers from Friday Night. So we got the perspective of the engineers from Friday Night and what we're doing now, and it's a great story and a journey of how this concert came together.
Fabulous. I'm so looking forward to it, and we'll make some noise about it in the Absolute Sound, as you know, and thanks a lot.
Please, thank you.